general entrance, express entrance, and stroller parking can all be found down the escalators to the left through the sign that says Studio Tour. Now, if you're looking for the express entrance, it's the same way, but you're going to make your first left at that blue umbrella. We'll get you scanned in. Have those barcodes up and ready so we can get you scanned in on the next available tram. Now, stroller entry, you're going to head on down the escalator, make a left, go through the sign that says Studio Tour. You're going to park the strollers underneath one of the blue awnings that are on the right-hand side once you make your way through that sign. Remember the name, remember the letter that is assigned to you. So it's easier for you to trademark from that here as well. Now, we'll be spending about 2.5 hours.
All the way down, guys.
Kind of.
Before we go too far, I do have some safety rules to go over real quick. First and foremost, if you have any emergencies of any kind, medical emergency, drop anything over the side of the tram, audio or visual problems, reach up, pull the red cord running down the center of the tram ceiling, we'll be back to assist just as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, remain seated for the entire tour, keeping your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. There's going to be a lot of movement on this vehicle today. There's going to be some fire effects. There's also going to be several water effects. Tons of great photo opportunities over the next hour or so, but keep an eye on those cameras to make sure they stay dry. No smoking of any kind on this tour. That includes vape pens. Finally, for your safety and those around you, no use of selfie sticks or while on board this tour. All right, that's only for the safety rules. Now we are kicking our 60th anniversary tour off. We are heading out onto our backlot right now. We got a lot of fun stuff in store for you, but I'm going to start it off by handing it over to our master of ceremonies and host of tonight's show, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll tribute to Universal's past and keep you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is the world's famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
Thank you, Jimmy. On March 15th, 1915, our founder, Carl Laemmle, invited the public into the studio to watch silent movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking, both the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set. The original walking tour ended. The 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving the tour studio returned. The Gray Line bus tours were expanding in Hollywood made a stop at our gate. On July 15th, 1964, the first of our red-white candy-striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal Lot. The world-famous studio tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lake Boulevard. From there, the studio tour expanded with fantastic one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements, like the burning house at the Rock Spine, which stood in this area a lot in the 70s and 80s. In fact, our burning house stood just off to the right, where our fire station is today. That's a real fire station, real currently have some construction going on for our upcoming Fast and Furious roller coaster. Today, you're on board one of our 60th anniversary glamour trams, which is one of our super trams, but dressed up in throwback style. This red and white candy striping was originally created by Harper Goff, a well-known Hollywood art director and set designer, who worked on movies like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory for Paramount, and was known for his fantastical designs. In 1983, we upgraded the super trams, allowing us to carry more guests and experience more thrills. In 2000, we added onboard video, turning the tram into a movie theater on wheels. And for the past 5 years, we've gone electric. And let's see where the studio tour takes us today. We're going to start our tour by driving through the front lot, where we're going to be driving between the studio and the food court. Off to our left-hand side, we have sound stages. That's what all these sort of nondescript buildings are. They're sound stages where we film the interiors of our movies and TV shows. And off to the right-hand side, pass by the back of Super Nintendo World. But this used to be a part of the studio tour where guests once had a chance to explore facets of Hollywood not accessible to the public prior to 1964. In the 60s and 70s, guests could visit the dressing room of comedy legend Lucille Ball, step into the office of Oscar-winning costume designer Edith Head, or drive through the prop warehouse on the tram. By the 1980s, this was home to the preview center, a popular stop on the tour, then the backstage. And off to your left-hand side, as I mentioned, we've got those sound stages. Those ones we just passed are where we film our hit show, Bel Air, which streams on our Peacock streaming service. I'm going to tell you a little more about our 60th anniversary, starring Beth Series, Jabari Banks, and Ollie Jolly.
Right behind you is your front line. Real Hollywood magic today. How? Alongside the sound stages that surrounds us, we can create any kind of environment for script fans.
For the past 60 years, studio tour visitors have driven right by these buildings, and inside these walls, the sets from your favorite TV shows and movies have transported audiences anywhere the imagination can take you, even to a palatial mansion in Bel Air.
When we film Bel Air, we love coming out of the sound stages and seeing the trams filled with exciting guests as they drive by.
So, keep an eye out.
You never know.
What?
We'll see you in the studio tour.
That's right, off to the left-hand side, we're passing stage 14. Coming up off to the right, we're going to pass stages 16 through 19 in these 5 sound stages, where we're going to film some of our biggest TV shows of all time. Moments, we're going to be passing by our production bungalow area. Coming up off to the left, you're going to see offices for some of the top writers, directors, and producers working in this town. Some of the offices we're going to pass by belong to Mark Platt, producer of our upcoming theatrical adaptation of Wicked. Illumination Entertainment has some offices out here. Here's Chris Bell and Don from that company.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers put their magic to get a production made, including my company, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, Borax, Secret, Minions, Sing, Grinch, and the Super Mario Bros. And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me.
I know you love your dad. Go up, say it.
Yes, of course he loves you. He just doesn't show it on his face. Or with his body language.
We've had some big sequences in Despicable Me movies. The heist of the Honey Badger is now officially my favorite.
Off to the left-hand side, we're passing by Alfred Hitchcock's office, bungalow 5195. They need to trim those hedges a bit, but his profile's on the side there. That's where he outlined several of his most iconic films that he made with us here at Universal.
I'd like to tell you about Universal Studios. They have sense.
stop men and show special effects.
Oh, we're now into our backlot. This is known as Colonial Street.
You do meet the strangest people on the tour.
Off to the left, we're passing by a couple more sound stages before we leave our front lot behind. These two sound stages are currently where they film Lopez versus Lopez, as well as a new medical comedy called St. Denis Medical, which films in this one just off of left 26. The exterior for that show, the main hospital set, is actually right out here in our metro set. You're going to see it in just a moment.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turn into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets.
There's that hospital set I was just telling you about off to the right-hand side of the street. And in just a few moments, we're going to be leaving Brownstone Street behind, the street we're currently parked on. And we're going to enter into one of the most iconic areas of our backlot. We're not there yet, but there's going to be a couple people to introduce where we're about to go. And the way they phrase the opening line is going to make you think we're there. We're not there yet. We're going to be entering there. It just so we can get it fast enough to turn the corner.
Can you give us a future?
Into Courthouse Square, otherwise known as Hill Valley for Backlot. Got the time machine waiting for you as well off to the left. But it wasn't just Back to the Future that filmed here. A number of other productions over the years have as well.
Let's go out. Oh, dear. Keep it like this.
Now the sets that are right behind us along the back of Hill Valley here, those are original with our Metro sets, built back in the 1940s. The rest of our Metro sets, however, were redesigned and rebuilt in 2008. Prior to that, this whole area was home to something completely different, a studio tour classic. Here to tell you what used to stand in the spot we're driving past right now is an actor from 2005's King Kong, Jack Black.
Some facts. Did you know that Metro sets were once the home of Hollywood's biggest star? Right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shoved the tram so close you could feel his hot banana grill. That it? That's my last line. And then the train moves on to the next thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks for stopping by, Jack. We love you. Here on our Metro sets, we have filmed a number of productions over the years. The street we're driving on right now is called New York Street. And it's probably our most popular filming location out of every other set that we have here at Universal. Because it's so much easier to come out here and film in our Metro sets than it is to go into the heart of a real city where you have to get filming permits. You have to go off streets, reroute traffic, do pedestrians, all the sounds and shit. You don't have to deal with any of that with filming here. But that was home to our original King Kong, who we now have a new and improved version of that attraction we'll see shortly. But first we're going to see a couple other studio tour classics. The Collapsing Bridge. Oh no, don't look at that. We're going to see the Collapsing Bridge as well as the Runaway Train. These are retired effects built for the studio tour 15 years ago, but we have them on display for you off to the right-hand side in honor of our 60th anniversary. The Collapsing Bridge, the tram used to drive over, and the beams would break, and it would buckle, and it would make us think we were going to fall in the river below. The Runaway Train used to hurtle toward the tram. It was in our Western set, and it would stop right before colliding into the tram. We'll bolt off to the left as we enter our new and improved spot.
It's your original turn.
thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience. The Universal tram is winding its way through a very rough, narrow trail in Skull Island, allowing the visitors a little sneak peek at some of the wildlife at Skull Island. In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We're just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day, another incident on Skull Island. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember to remain seated the entire time. Secure all loose belongings and overdraw anything in here. Refrain from using any flash photography or lights of any kind. Welcome to Skull Island. King Kong 360 3D, one of the world's largest, most intense 3D experiences. That epic battle was projected on some of the world's largest digital 3D screens, standing over 40 feet high, 180 feet wide, and utilizing the most advanced technology used by filmmakers today. That film was designed by Peter Jackson and the team at Weta and Bucks. In fact, the filmmakers at Weta have helmed several high-profile special effects projects, like Avatar, The Way of Water, the Modern Planet of the Apes series, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and many others. You are going to need those 3D glasses again later in the video, so for a more precise strategy again. So you can put those back on. Here's a few people who made King Kong tell you more about how they did it.
With concentrated studios where the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always wanted people looking scared, they were looking for shock. Here you have to take it looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this route is that we start working on there's no cuts, because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. The screen represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We actually got 15 minutes of footage that made a visual information because they need to be
Passing back through our Metro sets once again, and we are going to show you something pretty cool that we don't generally get an opportunity to show our guests. We're just kind of taking an alternate route right now. What we have is this big monster movie mural that's essentially just for people. We're here to be able to enjoy, pay tribute to our classic Universal monsters. It's not part of our typical route. I'm going to walk to the right-hand side. You're going to get a great view of this mural. It was painted with cans of spray paint by famous spray paint artist Tristan Eaton. They did an incredible job paying tribute to our monster movies.
An instrumental part of the process of designing the archive. Going there, I got to see in person props from the movies, photos from behind the scenes, original illustrations from the movie posters, all the stuff. I had an early affection for movie monsters. I was always fascinated by the magic behind it. I fell in love with zombie movies and monster movies as a young kid. My world that I come from is skateboarding, TV, comic books. You always have to pay homage to where that art form started. And for me, it started with getting stuff on the street illegally, tagging billboards and dumpsters. And without that, I never would be here to explain things like this.
Off to the right-hand side, we're going to pass by our Western set, the old sets that we have. These are currently being used by the New York Film Academy. They actually look like they're gone. We might drive down those sets a little bit later. I'm not sure what our route is right now. Off to the left, we have Park Lake, which we sometimes refer to as the Hollywood Ocean. Here in 1973, we added the parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour, inspired by the classic film, The Ten Commandments. The star of the movie, Charlton Heston, made an appearance to part the waters for our guests. The glamour tram simply drive right through the lake and give everyone on board a sea-level view. There have also been exploding water mines, torpedoes, and prop submarines as part of the action in the lake. But 2024 also marks the 70th anniversary of the 3D classic Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's part of our legacy of horror films and monster movies that stretches from Dracula in 1931 to the upcoming Dark Universe, a Universal Epic Universe opening next year in Orlando. And now we're going to be entering Little Europe, where it all began. All of our classic monster movies filmed here over the years. Frankenstein, Dracula, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Wolfman, The Mummy. I'm going to tell you all about our monster movies, old and new, in just a few moments. But first, you might have also noticed a green sign that it says, "Welcome to the Good Place." This is where we film the majority of the exteriors of that show. If you're a fan of The Good Place, look around, grab some photos while it's still decorated from that show. If you're not familiar, take it to your screens.
Not supposed to be here. Can't risk going to the bad place.
Maybe it's not all that bad. What is the bad place?
But as I mentioned, these sets are most famous because it's where we film scenes from all of our classic Universal monster films over the years. As we round this corner here, there's going to be a clearing that we're going to see a little opening here. And this is probably the most famous spot in our Little Europe sets. This is called the Court of Miracles, and all of our classic monster films shot pivotal sequences right here in the Court of Miracles. It's called that because we used to have a big fountain called the Miracle Fountain, and that's gone, but you can actually see the water stain on those bricks there, on the cobblestones. They're not real cobblestones. You can see the water stain. We still have the fountain. We just moved it out when the Good Place moved in, so we just have it in storage. But here's what these sets look like when we were using them most frequently in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. It's a soundstage number 50. Now, some of you may remember that this, for decades, is where our old earthquake attraction stood until we closed it about a year ago to make room for a new, unrivaled, state-of-the-art soundstage that's already in high demand. They're currently filming big-budget special effects this afternoon, but they've all left for the day, so we can get permission to come in real quick, take a quick look around. And this is a large-scale mechanical effects soundstage. Moving different special effects have been deactivated for the time being, which is good for the incredibly dangerous when you turn professional drill out what's going on. It's supposed to be a professional effects were deactivated. It's nothing to worry about. We'll just hang tight. Remember to remain seated. We'll find out what's going on. We'll get you out here in just a second. It was closed for about a year, but it just reopened this spring in time for our 60th anniversary. That attraction originally opened 35 years ago in 1989, but we closed it for about a year for a massive overhaul, bringing the set into the 21st century and taking all of the plots and movie-making equipment. Now, folks, we are about halfway through the tour. I'm going to take a quick moment to remind you that if you need to get my attention in the case of an emergency, reach up and use that emergency cord running down the center of the train ceiling. Otherwise, continue to remain seated, keeping your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. That's especially true as we enter the next area of the tour. We're going back to Amity Island, and it does tend to get a little bumpy out here. I don't want you folks to worry because they've captured the shark that's been terrorizing the community. We struck up just off to the right. That shark is dead. It's not hurting anyone. My friend George, he's a police diver here at Amity. Should be down there in the water somewhere doing a sweep, making sure they got the right shark, making sure it's safe for everyone to go swimming again. In fact, oh my goodness. Oh my God, folks, that George is huge. Take right, George. Hey, George, get out of the water. You got the wrong shark. My good friends, we have to save ourselves now. So we're going to come over here and hide behind these flammable gas tanks. I'm sure we'll be safe there. Start taking the dock back there. Watch out, everyone. Shark was working pretty well, but the original shark that they used for filming did not work as effortlessly. It was tested in fresh water and it worked just fine. First time they ever put the machine in the Atlantic Ocean, it was used for salt water, and it immediately started malfunctioning. It sank to the bottom of the ocean on day one. There's so many issues with the shark malfunctioning and filming out on the open sea that they had to add over 100 days to the production schedule. Everyone thought the movie was going to be a disaster, and so far over budget or schedule. But obviously the movie did not turn out to be a disaster. It was the most successful movie of all time when it first came out. And I will tell you a little bit more about that Jaws attraction in just a moment. But right now, we're going to head from that classic studio tour attraction straight to another. In fact, this is the very first attraction we have into the studio tour. Here to tell you what this is, today's show co-host and weather anchor Al Roker.
When it comes to film and TV, there's a tool of special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
Now this is exactly how we create our weather effects in movies and TV shows. The sound effects for the thunder, strobe lights to simulate the lightning, and for any rainstorm. The most important element, of course, can be the rain. We create with a very sophisticated piece of technology called a sprinkler. But with the sprinklers, we can control the size of the raindrops to make them about 5 times fatter. Uh-oh. We've got a flash flood after all. Hang on, everybody. All right, that was flash flood. We're going to loop back around the Jaws area where we're just connected by that shark. But now I'm going to bring up Steven Spielberg to tell you a little more about his process of collaborating on his first theme park attraction.
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of the ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a greater circle of tremendous designers at Universal that were trying to figure out how to replicate what we had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the crowd. And you notice that's the thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal lot. There are just tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created.
The right-hand side, this White House here, it's called the Chicken Ranch. It's famous by Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. It's the best little horror house in Texas. It's also the house of 1,000 corpses from the Rob Zombie film. It's used in a few other productions as well. When I'm talking with my microphone turned off, you gotta tell me, hey, your microphone's turned off. That's your job. I didn't say anything that interesting. Off to the left, we got the Lion Estate signs. You may remember that's where Marty McFly lived in the Back to the Future trilogy. Those signs are replicas of the originals made for the anniversary of the 30th film. One of the executive producers of the Back to the Future trilogy was Steven Spielberg. And right now we're on Steven Spielberg Drive, which is appropriate because of our long relationship with the two-time Academy Award-winning filmmaker. With him, you could say it goes all the way back to the earliest days of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. It was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, everybody let me get back on the bus. I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Say they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
And here at the end of Steven Spielberg Drive, we're going to find one of the largest exterior sets that we have. We are going to enter the incredible airplane crash set from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds from 2005. This is easily my favorite spot on the entire tour, my favorite spot on all 400 acres of our backlot, because you just don't see sets of this scale built very often anymore. It's an incredible set. We've got the original Psycho house right over there. We've got the Bates Motel down here as well. And we are going to be dropping you off right down there, in fact. For the first few decades of the studio tour, one of our hallmarks was a visit to Prop Plaza, where guests were able to disembark for once-in-a-lifetime photos and to interact with characters, vehicles, and props from their favorite productions. Well, guess what? Just for our 60th anniversary, we brought that opportunity back. We're going to park the tram, we're going to open the gates. You can actually step foot on our world-famous backlot in front of the Bates Motel. We have picture cars and props and great photo opportunities set up in front of and behind the motel. And this is a pretty unique opportunity to experience this. We're only doing this for our 60th anniversary. This is literally the last week that we're doing it. Take all of your belongings with you. You're most likely going to be getting on a different tram with a brand new guide. That includes your 3D glasses. You're welcome, guys. Thanks for coming. Cars 3 and 4, you're going to walk up toward the front to get into the attraction. Have fun. from us. If you have any emergencies while we're out there, drop anything, medical emergency, reach up, pull the red cord, run down the center of the train ceiling. I'll be back to assist as soon as I do so. Otherwise, we'll need some fire tools. Tilt along with the Hollywood special effects. What was once last tunnel then, today is Fast and Furious.
This one's pretty good. This is another one. It's another one of the things. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about renames.
race day after party, and where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Damn.
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, let's back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight.
First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Ops can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, drop your truck. I need you and Letty ready to go.
store. To purchase any of the NBC Universal movies and TV shows you've seen on the tour, visit uphe.com or ask at any of our retail stores. On behalf of all of us here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope you've enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes experience that's been 60 years in the making. We're going to be pulling in the tram unload in just a moment to get these gates open. Then feel free to head back into the park, but remain seated until then. And enjoy the rest of your night here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Thanks for coming, everybody.